Hi, welcome to Scabs and Stories. I am your host, Samira Owase, and this episode is an introduction to the idea, purpose, and vision behind this podcast. This episode is divided into three parts. First, I'll share a brief overview of what this podcast is about and the inspiration behind starting it. In the second part, I'll walk you through the podcast structure and what you can expect from upcoming episodes. Finally, I'll share a bit of my own journey and give you some personal context. So, let's get into it. So, what is this podcast all about and why did I decide to start it? This podcast is all about exploring the world of healthcare through stories and experiences of students, doctors, and patients. I started this podcast because I wanted to create a space where their journeys and experiences can inspire, guide, and support anyone navigating the medical system. The podcast will follow an interview format where I'll invite individuals from different parts of the world to share their unique stories with us. These interviews can be in video or audio format, which is why I'd encourage you to follow us on all platforms so you don't miss out on any episodes. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself and promise you an episode every week, but you can surely count on me to have at least one episode every 2 weeks. All these podcasts will be posted on all our socials, which I'll link in the description box. The podcast structure is simple. Each podcast will follow a unique structure depending on the guest stories and their professional backgrounds. However, most episodes will follow a similar format. This will include an introductory phase, where we'll start by getting to know our guests, their social and medical backgrounds. For students and doctors, this means exploring their lives before medicine and what inspired their career path. For patients, we'll focus on their experiences leading up to a diagnosis. Next, we'll have an in-depth discussion with our guests. Students and doctors will share with us insights from medical school as well as their clinical and work experiences. Patients will walk us through their diagnostic journeys and how they managed their conditions. To wrap up, our guests will offer advice, tips, or reflections for listeners who may be walking a similar path. Now, a bit on my own journey. My name is Samira Owase. I was born and raised in Musanze, a small city in Rwanda known for its beautiful scenery and the cool weather. And of course, the famous Gorilla Park. Most people see it as a touristic place, but for me, it shaped my roots. I come from a loving family, beautiful parents who also blessed me with a huge team of siblings who are very annoying but adorable. I'm also a proud Muslim and I don't shy away from that identity, alhamdulillah. I went to primary school in Musanze, then moved to Kigali for secondary school, and after high school, I then moved to Poland to pursue my dream of becoming a doctor. But the road to medicine hasn't been a smooth ride, especially in the beginning. Choosing this career path came with a lot of fear and self-doubt. I found myself making a lot of questionable decisions like choosing MPG in high school, which pretty much has nothing to do with medicine. For those who don't know, in Rwanda, high school is divided into ordinary and advanced level, which all add up to 6 years. In advanced level, students have to choose from prescribed arts or science combinations. My naive self chose math, physics, and geography, only because I didn't like chemistry and all biology combinations were attached to chemistry. But looking back, I realized I lacked the guidance I needed, and that cost me a whole year of taking foundation classes only to qualify for a medical school application. But again, there are moments of clarity, strength, and grace. Moments that reminded me why I started this journey in the first place. And that's what led me here to this podcast. My hope is that these conversations can help someone to find encouragement or mentorship or even healing the need. So that's a little bit about me. I'm sure we'll get to know more about each other in the next episodes. Before we wrap up, I have a few disclaimers I want to share with you. First, everything shared in this podcast is based on personal stories and experiences. So please don't make big decisions based only on what you hear. Always check in with a qualified expert. Some topics might be sensitive or emotional, so take care while listening. Our guests share their stories with full consent, and any personal details are shared respectfully or kept private. You may also hear guests speak about their cultural or religious beliefs. These are shared to inspire and inform, not to promote or impose. We respect all perspectives and ask our listeners to do the same. We're all here to learn, connect, and grow. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and thanks for listening.